Hello, friends. Hi. Oh my gosh, it has been a while since I have gone live on Facebook. Oh my gosh. Hello. Hi, everyone. If you are here, if you are tuning in, please let me know. Go ahead and make a comment. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Hashtag replay. All of my friends here who I used to go live once a week. And honestly, I'm going to start doing that again because it's so much fun. So anyway, I'm here today to talk all about my new program, Sober and Sovereign, that I am co-launching with my great friend, Blaze Bell. And so I'm going to bring her on live here and we're just going to talk about it because tomorrow is our first call and it is literally a program that I think could benefit most of humanity. And so we wanted to just talk to you more about it. Hi, Blaze. Okay, let's bring her on. And yeah, we're going to talk to you about it. It's going to be amazing. So here we go. Welcome, Blaze. Hello.
Yay! Hi!
Hi, Blaze.
Hi! Here we are, back together again.
We're back together again, yet
Oh
again.
my gosh. Ooh, you've got rainbows.
Yeah, it's like there's like a rainbow filter on the bottom if you push the star little stick.
I don't get to do that. It's just my normal face. We
Oh.
also have to look at my normal outfit.
Well, you're beautiful. You're so beautiful.
Oh, this is great. Hi, Facebook friends of Jourdan's. What's up?
I know. I was just telling everyone, I was like, I used to go live every single week on Facebook.
Whoa.
Did you know me back then when
Singing?
I did music every...
Singing, yeah.
Yeah, with Johnny. We would go live and we would just literally see what happened and people would comment what they wanted us to hear and they would vote on what song we would sing every week and it was so much fun.
Awesome.
So got it. I want to get back to doing like weekly lives, really, both on Instagram and on Facebook on all the topics, but especially topics like ones that are close to our heart, in terms of addiction, trauma, you know, all of the healing and feeling better again. So I just thought, you know, let's talk to Facebook. Let's talk to all of our friends and our family and our fans and everyone that follows us here. Let's just talk to them about what is Sober and Sovereign. What is it and why we've created it. And I thought we could just talk a little bit about some common questions we've been getting and how this program could actually benefit most people. But I think we just need to give them a little bit more insight and info on why it's so special.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and we went live on Instagram a couple times this week. And so we did a Q&A. So maybe we can bring in some of those questions too that have popped up a lot. Yeah, but as for the program itself, I mean, Jourdan and I met online and became, you know, Instagram buddies and realized we had a ton in common. I ended up hiring her as my coach last year, which I feel like there's no better year than 2020 to deep dive into all the shit. And so that was an incredibly transformational experience. Like, I wouldn't change it for the world. You changed my life. So I already was an avid like tapping fan. So we did a lot of deep tapping, EFT, which is something we're going to do a lot in Sober and Sovereign because it's one of the best tools for healing and releasing energy. And we can explain it more in a minute, but that was a big thing. And then you are a hypnotherapist and you trained with Grace Smith, who is one of my idols too. So yeah, diving into the hypnotherapy was amazing. And it was like, and there's a lot of statistics about this too, but it's like taking talk therapy and what you do in 5 years of talk therapy and 3 sessions of hypnotherapy. And it's like done and done because you're just going straight to the subconscious mind and clearing it. So I know you could talk about that all day, but from my perspective, like those sessions we had, and we met every week for 5 or 6 months or something. And
Yeah, it was a 6-month
Oh
program.
my God. So it's
Yeah.
so amazing. So, but throughout that time, we realized that we were both sober and had been for a long time. And we were joyful, sober people. And we had some similarities in our journey of starting off in 12-step programs. And then at a certain point, wanting to transition to something else. And so we want to kind of share that with everybody too, that there's not just one way to recover. There are multiple ways, and there's so many ways to heal and get deep, deep transformation to the point where, like, you and I don't ever have cravings. We don't sit around saying, I'm an addict, I'm an alcoholic, obsessing over our addiction. We're just in a different phase, you know. So we want to bring empowerment, and that's a big part of my life and my work, is empowering people, getting people out of victimhood and into just thriving in your life, being this empowered, sovereign being who has the control. And I mean, as we've seen in the world, we have control over ourselves. There's a lot of things we don't have control over.
Only.
Yeah. But you know, we get to make choices. So there's my opening spiel about sober and sovereign. And you want to talk a little bit more of like what it is? I mean, it's a membership, it's a program, community.
Absolutely. And so, so it was birthed with, you know, us both being like, hey, there's a missing piece here. Like, you know, there's all these programs of recovery, but they just, you know, there's 12 steps, and you can apply that to any addiction, right? Any really struggle that you're going through. I remember saying, like, 12 steps is a great way for people to start out, right? It's an amazing way. It helped me so much when I was starting out, but at some point you're ready for the next level, right? And it's great because you're like opening up, you're finding more about yourself. But what a lot of these programs are missing are like the deep healing aspects, like the deep therapeutic healing, where we're doing that subconscious deprogramming of the limits that hold us back, those negative thought loops and patterns that keep us down and keep us stuck in anxiety and depression and addiction, right? That keep us stuck in these loops that we just keep playing over and over again because we don't know how to heal them. And most people don't even realize that they're addicted to negative thinking. That's an addiction in itself, right? And so we get stuck in these loops, and then I mean, I remember when I first got sober in November of 2015, I fervently like threw myself into my healing journey, right? And I started studying Reiki and crystal healing and sound healing. And then hypnotherapy came afterwards, after I had mastered all of the energy healing work. Then I was guided to study hypnotherapy. And I remember I was like, this is the puzzle piece that helps to fit everything together. And then I was like, this is the subconscious reprogramming that the world needs. It's so simple. It's so effective. And most people are scared of it because they think it's like clucking like a chicken or mind control, which isn't the truth at all. That's just what movies and TV make up. And comedy hypnosis is a totally different thing because you're volunteering and you're saying, yes, I want to be silly. And then you're acting silly because you want to. Yeah. Right? I mean, that's a common question I get from a lot of people. They're like, does comedy hypnosis, like, how is that different? Like, I don't want to be like that. First of all, that's not the therapeutic healing hypnosis that we do. And second of all, you're always being hypnotized. You get to choose what you're hypnotized with. So you can choose fear and TV and the news and be hypnotized with that every single day. It's not called television programming for nothing.
Right? Yeah. You're right.
Seriously. Like, we are literally watching programming. So what if you turned off the TV and you turned on this program and being a part of it, where weekly you're getting healing sessions that go deep into the subconscious to reprogram you for empowerment and peace of mind and clearing anxiety and clearing depression and clearing cravings, so that you're like, you literally are feeling free, and you're no longer having to work with your therapist or whoever you're working with, where you're trying to cope or manage the symptoms. It's like, how about we just don't cope or manage at all? How about we just move past it with these amazing healing modalities that we're here to bring to the world at a super, super affordable and accessible rate?
Yeah. And we're going straight to the root. And I think that's what's so transformational with hypnotherapy and the subconscious mind. Our subconscious mind is programmed from the ages of 0 to 7. So when we're an adult, we're not realizing that all these relationship patterns and all these habits we have are based on a belief that we picked up when we were 5 years old. And maybe that's no longer serving us. Most likely it's not. And so we have to reparent ourselves. And so hypnotherapy and rewiring the brain, I mean, that's the fast track to that. And I wanted to talk to you about, you know, you said you dove into all these different healing modalities. And I want to talk about that because I think people with addictive personalities have a freaking superpower. Like, we can key in on something and get it so fast with an obsession that everybody else just can't quite get to. And so and so
make your obsession work for you.
And you know, and I talk about this with you all the time, but you know, I made that commitment to put as much time, money, and energy into healing as I put into addiction and self-sabotage and self-destruction and escaping. So when I hear someone who's like, you know, they say they want to get well and change and heal, but they're like, well, but that's, you know, it's $100. I don't know. Or like, I don't have the time. You know, I'm busy. You know, like, how much did you spend on alcohol or drugs or binge eating? You know, all these different escapes.
Or shopping. I mean, I remember in college, I coped with adaptive coping mechanism, which was shopping addiction. Like, I bought things to try to fill the hole within me that was empty, right? So it's like, I spent so much money that now I look back and I'm like, oh, I wish I had done like transformation programs back then.
Yeah, well, even just the mental energy of the obsessing over how am I going to get the next hit or whatever, you know, putting that mental energy into what's the next tool I'm going to try. And, you know, not every healing tool is ideal for every person, but you and I have really tried it. So I can't even imagine how many combined. And I have some that I absolutely love and others that aren't really for me, but I still share them with clients and friends who are looking for ways because they work for somebody. So we're here to provide this community and this safe space where you can come and get all these healing tools that have worked so beautifully to change the lives of 2 addicts who are sitting right in front of you, who know exactly what you're going through and who have been there. And that's huge in itself.
Yeah. And it's, I mean, oh my gosh, I have so many things I want to say right now because that was so profound. It was so profound because we're here to share what's worked for us. And between Blaze and I, you guys, we have literally probably tried almost every single modality out there, and we're going to be bringing to you tens of them, like 10s, 20s of these different modalities, different empowerment techniques, you know, energetic protection, cord cutting, not letting other people's energies affect you anymore. Of course, hypnotherapy, where we get to reprogram what you actually want to feel so that your brain starts working for you and no longer against you. Clearing self-sabotage and clearing self-destruction through tapping, which again, once you get in the program, once you get in the group, we're going to teach you all of this stuff. You're going to have access to these self-healing tools so that you can be sober and sovereign and truly step into having this new toolbox of, oh my gosh, I can get through it at any time, and I've got the support to tap into at any time. And so with these tools, you can, like, I mean, we're just going to keep giving, right? Weekly, there's going to be weekly calls. There's going to be tapping group circles. There's going to be hypnosis. There's going to be Q&As. There's going to be guest speakers. There's going to be empowerment workshops, you know, hosted by, you know, and both of us will be doing all of this together. And it's going to be so amazing because we are here to also be your cheerleaders and empower you. like truly, truly empower you, because this, like whatever you're going through right now, know that you can absolutely heal. You can absolutely heal it. And it doesn't, and I think one other thing to speak to is that a lot of people have been seeing the name of our program and they're like, oh, sober, that's just for alcohol, or it's just for, you know, drugs. It's not for me. That must not be for me. But we're here to tell you that, guess what? The reason that drinking and alcohol and drugs and prescription pill abuse and shopping addiction and you know, even smoking cigarettes, smoking cannabis, you know, taking edibles, codependency, love addiction, gambling, all of that, those are just symptoms of the deeper issue, which is lack of self-love and lack of self-confidence. And then anxiety and depression just exacerbate all of those symptoms, or, you know, substances. But really, it's about the root. It's about, we got to heal that lack of self-love, that lack of self-confidence, so that you can be free. So this program is for anyone who's struggling with anything like that. Even people who are, I've had like 3 friends reach out to me, Blaze, just this week. 3 friends say, I'm having panic attacks like left and right, in such high anxiety right now, and I don't know what to do. I don't know how to deal with this. And, you know, I'm like, this is why we've created this group. This is why, because we've got to clear out the gunk that lives here, where we feel so heavy and so like, oh my gosh, that weight of the world right now. Humanity is like crying. We are crying and we need to heal. Like we literally are each and every one of us are being called and activated right now to heal. And so this heaviness, like these tools, this support system, what we're here to offer is going to give you the tools to clear that gunk out, to clear that heaviness, so that you can feel light and free.
Yeah. And I love that you touched on anxiety. I had the peak, like the highest anxiety of my life a few months ago, which was so bizarre. So I'm like, wait, I thought I was on top of on my game, you know? And I really think it's because there's just so much going on in the world right now that it's like this constant thing in the background of pandemic, the sky is falling. And so we all have this like higher, you know, heightened sensitivity. So then when our normal day-to-day, you know, anxiety things come up, it just goes too high. And so, yeah, we'll be doing quite a bit of work around stress and anxiety. And I have a lot of mindfulness and different tips that we're going to share that can just bring you back down. So needed.
Absolutely. And to reground and to reorient into that space of neutrality, into that space of serenity, right? And I know a lot of people have been feeling it. We've got some comments coming in. I've really been feeling it recently. You know, wow, this healing work has changed my life. So transformational. Yeah. So this is, it's like the bucket is full and anything else overflows it. Yes. So that's like, Blaze and I, we're humans, right? We're human. And so we, as we're going through our own stuff, we're going to share it with you so that you can see in real time how someone who has done this work and has committed to this work moves through it, right? So that you can have the tools too, that you can see it. And like, you know, we're all just in this together. We're all doing this together. And we're here to give back with this program, with these, you know, weekly calls, weekly healing sessions, this amazing support system, amazing camaraderie and fellowship of like-minded individuals, where we're all here to just heal together and to get free and to feel amazing. And we're here to teach, again, all these modalities that you can use to heal yourself. And that's the sovereignty piece. That's the sovereignty piece where, I mean, honestly, I was talking to this with a client of mine, which I know you're also a previous client of mine. So they were telling me, they're like, you're basically giving away everything in your like $10,000 program for like $97 a month. And I'm like, I know, because it's time for more people to be able to access this.
Yeah. And yes, thank you, Jourdan, because I paid 10 times this to do this work with you. And so this is just a huge, you know, it's just a big passion for both of us. You know, this is something that we both know is so deeply needed. And again, it's not just about alcohol. We don't have a substance abuse problem. We have a brain problem. And when we can rewire our brain, we can get back on track with our lives. And we didn't come here to struggle and to stay safe and to stay in a little tiny box of comfort. We came here to do epic, wild shit and have fun and experience and explore. But so many of us are just hiding because the trauma has become too much. But we have all these tools to help free you from that trauma. And we've been freed from our trauma. And when new things pop up, we know how to work through it really quickly. And that's what we want for you. And so we want to show you how to do that and empower you to move into other parts of your life and go, oh, okay, now I know what I can do and I can snap out of these things. I don't have to get stuck anymore. I get to be free and live my life the way I want to live it, you know?
Exactly. Because, and to speak on what you just said, it's like the substances or the shopping or the spending money or the compulsive people pleasing, that is the solution to the problem of wanting to numb and not wanting to feel and not wanting to process the traumas, whether it's from childhood or just yesterday, right? It's like we get stuck and we feel like, oh my gosh, this is too much. I can't handle feeling this. And so that feeling, that trauma or that feeling comes in and it gets stuck. It gets stuck right here because we don't let it feel. We don't let it flow out and actually process it and feel it. And so that trauma comes in, gets stuck, and we're like, don't want to feel this. So instead I'm going to go on Amazon and push buy. Or instead I'm going to pop some Adderall and clean my entire house because that's my way to externally focus on something else so I don't have to look at myself, right? Or drink, or, you know, again, it doesn't matter the substance. It doesn't matter the avenue that you're using to numb yourself. What matters is the fact that you just acknowledge it and you say, oh gosh, I wasn't even aware of this. But yeah, you're absolutely right. I want to get free. What is this program? It's only $97 a month. Like, let me in.
Yeah, it's gonna be absolutely amazing. It already is. There's already a Facebook group, a private group. We've got some people in there. We already have content in there. The second you join, you go into that Facebook group, you have a hypnosis recording that Jourdan made. We've got a cord cutting video from me. We're always like consistently putting in new things. Tomorrow is our very first call, and we are going to have a huge celebration. We would love for you to join us for that. Like it's going to be the kickoff, but this is a membership program. So, you know, every month we'll be bringing you more and more and more. And every time you join, there's going to be more things to dive into. So I'm super excited.
Yeah, me too. And do you have the stickers around there?
Yeah.
Okay, because everyone who joins by tomorrow before our first call, you're going to get some awesome swag. Do you say swag or swag?
Swag?
I'm
okay.
Say swag.
Yeah, baby. Thank you, Ricky. Alpha Kilo graphic something. Ricky made these. They're amazing. They're so beautiful.
Yay. Look at these stickers. Like you guys, we have branded. Blaze and I have been working on this for over a year now. Like from the idea being birthed to now. I know it's been crazy. It's been a year. It has been a year. We're finally here with this. We've got the logos, the branding, the colors. It is beautiful. We are here to start a revolution, a recovery revolution of freedom. And so this is just going to keep growing and expanding and growing all around the world, all around the globe. Like literally we are creating a merch store. Like that is the vision. Like it's so much bigger than us. In-person retreats to come. Like this is so much bigger than us. It's bigger than the both of us, right? That's the lyric.
Oh, and I wanted to say, it's all on Zoom. So it's for people all over the world. I live in Alaska. Jourdan lives in Nashville. So we are hours apart, and you can be too. So it's not an in-person thing, but in-person retreats someday sound absolutely amazing.
Yes.
Maybe next year.
Oh yes, absolutely. Yeah, you can tune in from anywhere. You can be a part of it from anywhere. No, you do not have to show up every call at all. You can watch the replays. You can dive into what you feel called to. You can leave the rest. You know, you're sovereign. It's all about your own sovereignty and your own personal power. That's what we're here to help you step into. And yeah, we're here to teach you these amazing things, to support you and to help you really learn and educate yourself on how like addiction actually works and how it's really just a maladaptive coping mechanism. It was just a way to keep you safe. It was just your subconscious brain's way to keep you safe and to keep you in survival mode. But now it's time to thrive, right? So instead of just living in, you know, instead of just surviving, why not switch and say, okay, now I'm ready to be thriving. I'm ready to be thriving, and I'm ready to invest in myself and join this awesome container.
Absolutely. And I think too, for some people, either they've never wanted to do a 12-step program, they just knew right off the bat that didn't resonate, so this might be a great fit for you. There are other people who did a 12-step program for a while, like you and I, and then at a certain point wanted to shift to something else. And then I have other friends who have been going to their 12-step programs for years, decades. They love their community, but they also want to add to that healing toolkit. And that's welcome too. So, I mean, this is for people in different camps, but I can say that I'm quite confident that the things that didn't fit for you in a 12-step program are not in what we're doing. We have a unique container, and it's badass. And you should really go see our sales page. It's beautiful. We worked very hard on it.
Yeah. I'll link it here once we upload the live. I'll make sure it's like front and center. But yes.
Well, and I was thinking we could have people drop questions in the comments, and whether that's right now or maybe we'll give it for the next 12 hours or something, and then we can go live again maybe on my Facebook page tomorrow morning at some point and answer some questions that any of you have. We don't have to stop right now. I'm just saying, I want to give people some time to think of their questions and pop back in.
Okay, so put your questions in, whether you're live or on the replay. Put your questions in. We want to answer them for you. We want to answer them for you.
Yes.
Beautiful. Yeah, so I mean, there's so many things in my head right now. I'm like, what can we talk about? There's so many great things about the program. Oh, I know. I'll loop back quick to, I was telling the story about how I got sober in November of 2015. And for me, sober meant I dropped everything. I stopped smoking cigarettes. I stopped drinking alcohol. I stopped doing any type of drug, including the prescription pill Adderall that I was extremely severely abusing. You'll see I'm posting my before and after photos tomorrow, so you'll see that. I literally went from a sunken face that was bleeding. I couldn't even wear makeup because I was bleeding, this open sores, like a meth. Because Adderall is mini meth. Adderall is amphetamine, and then there's methamphetamine, and it literally is the same thing. It's just prescribed by a doctor, which is, oh, don't get me started. I'll do a whole nother live on that, on how this.
Talk about that.
Yeah, well, we're not going to go there tonight, but basically, I'm here to like really help empower people to get off of Adderall and to, and again, our superpower is the ADHD, the ADD. Like that's our superpower. It's our extreme ability to get things done and to hyper focus, and we don't want to suppress that. We don't want to become zombies. At least I didn't want to be anymore. I had been doing it for years, and so I had cleared all of that. I stopped just everything. I even stopped birth control because I was like, I don't want any pills. I don't want any reminders of any pills. Like I literally was just clean and clear, and I just started on this healing journey. And so I remember I was guided to all these different, these mentors, right? These, gurus, I don't like to use that word, but mentors, Reiki, crystal healing, sound healing. And then the hypnotherapy with Grace Smith, which was so amazing, changed my life, helped me develop my transformation program. And then after all of that was like plugged in, and I was all of a sudden running my own business, Awaken the Glow, and I'm like seeing clients and helping people heal already, even in early sobriety. Then I was introduced to Sarah Longoria, who taught me tapping, and her version is called I think RRT tapping. And that with EFT, I was just like mind blown. I was like, oh my gosh, this is the next missing piece to clear out, because tapping helps regulate your nervous system. It helps calm your nervous system by clearing out all the stuck energy, the stuck energetics. And so using different acupressure points to clear. And so I remember learning this and then learning some tweaks to it too. And I'm like, this is that missing puzzle piece to bring it all together. And then I developed, you know, what is known now as my Finally Free Transformation Program, which you went through and graduated with flying colors. But it's like so many different modalities, you know, and I know for the logical, analytical people on here, we're also going to be going through EMDR, which, remember EMDR, the freedom. So many different things. You know, NLP, and there's so many things. I don't even like to list them because it's ridiculous how many things between you and I, modalities we know that we're going to be teaching. Yeah. But this is a one-stop shop, and this is also the 10 years thing, where I've had clients that come to me and they've said, holy shit, Jourdan, I've been going to a talk therapist for 10 years. And I've had more results in like one session with you, than in 10 years with my talk therapist, because all we would do was talk in circles around my problems and talk in circles around my trauma, but we'd never do any like deep reprogramming, subconscious healing to heal it. Like we just stayed in the story. And so this work, we're not going to stay in the story. We're going to address it, and we're going to feel the story, and we're going to be present with it. But through that, we're going to clear it. And so you no longer have to stay in your story. We get to completely rewrite it with all of these things that we're going to be doing in Sober and Sovereign.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that.
Yeah. Yeah.
My son just walked in with a clarinet. I'm on a live thing, so I'll come listen to that. And
that's fine. Can you play for us?
No, it's day one of band.
It's day one of band. We want the clarinet.
I love that. So we have a couple questions. Do you see them?
Okay. Yeah. Cool. Let's see. Okay. So how long is the program?
So this is a membership. So it's infinity long.
You have full support as long as we are alive.
Probably beyond,
which is infinite
as well. So this is an ongoing monthly membership. So when you sign up, there's like a monthly auto pay once a month, one flat fee, and we show up every week. So we have live calls on Zoom once a week, and then also in our private Facebook group, Jourdan and I will be popping in there probably every day, you know, and interacting with each of you individually and doing oracle card pulls and just coming in when we feel like we want to share something epic that is going on that we're moving through. I think that's always helpful too. It's like, okay, something popped up and here's how I am shifting out of it. And that helps me to see that in other people as well.
Absolutely. Yes. Yes. And yeah, so it's infinity long. Also, so there's just to elaborate on that. So $97 a month. Less than one therapy session, you guys. Literally, like a traditional talk therapy session is $150 a session. That is the going rate, median average rate around the world for talk therapy. This is less than that, and you're getting full support, full access, and calls weekly, like healing sessions weekly. Like it is literally a no-brainer. And I even know people who have signed up already who they've moved around their budget. They've made it work because they wanted it. And so I just want you to know, like, you can absolutely make this work if you want it. And so we're here for you. And we're here. We can even, you know, send us a message. If you want some coaching around that, we're happy to help you make room for yourself, because investing in yourself has the greatest reward for not only yourself, but your family. And for everyone that's around you. Like it really is the best investment that you can ever make. And so you can do the monthly for $97, or we have a 6-month price that's a little bit less, or we have a year For $9.97, you can pay for a whole year up front. $9.97, that is literally, that's less than $1,000 for a whole year of healing. And it calculates like 2 months free. So you get 2 months free for paying a year up front. So that's an option as well. For anyone who's like, all right, let me just put it on my credit card. I'm ready to do this. I am ready to heal.
Just fully commit. Yep. You know what?
Yep.
We should make a tapping video on like tapping to call in $97 a month. I've done things like that. We're doing. We gotta do that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because it is so doable. And again, when I think back to how I scrambled and found money in all kinds of weird ways to support my addictions, we can do this. Yeah.
Oh
100%.
yeah. You are very, you out there watching, you are very smart. You are extremely competent, and you can do this if you want it.
If you want it.
If you want it, you can.
Yeah. Oh,
yes.
And we also have a scholarship program. And I'm really excited about that. So if you're someone who's watching and you're like, you know what? I don't have any addiction issues. I am healed. Then you're amazing, number one. But you're like, but I really want to support someone, because I don't know a single person who hasn't been touched by someone with addiction in their life, whether that's a family member, a friend. I've lost a lot of friends to overdoses, and it's just really, really so deeply heartbreaking to watch people suffer and feel helpless and not know what to do. So we have created a scholarship program where you can sponsor someone specific who is interested in this, or just generally to the fund for the people who enter to get a scholarship. So I think that's also a really beautiful offer.
Yes, you can donate to the scholarship fund if you're like, I want to give back, or I want to support, and then that money that goes in the donation fund, we're going to be giving out these scholarships as the applications come in. So yeah, there's that. And then also sponsoring someone you love. If there's someone you love who, willingly wants to be a part of this, you can absolutely sponsor them too. That's on our sales page. So you can check that out. Yeah. Yay. And then do we have another question? I think I see another one.
I don't know. I'm afraid to touch the thing. Last time I touched this, I disappeared.
Okay. I'll touch it. Okay. Okay. When are the calls? What if I miss a live session? Do you want me to address that one?
Sure.
Okay. So when are the calls? So we have structured this where the calls are kind of varied. Because again, there's like a minimum of 4 calls per month. So the calls are kind of going to be varied between daytime, evening, and weekends, so that everyone who's a part can at least make 1 call per month, live, if they so want to. So with that said, again, I know for me, when I join a program, the calls will be posted at least like for the whole month. We'll have all the calls set up at least a month in advance. So you can move your schedule around and make sure that if you want to be there for the live calls, you can absolutely make it happen, And so if you can't make a live call for any reason, which again is absolutely fine, the replay will be posted in the group. Under the guide section, everything is going to be super organized so you can easily find it. And if you can't, just post in the group and we'll tag you in whatever that is so that you have access to it. And again, as long as you're a part of the group, you'll have access to those replays, to any of these calls, any of these healing sessions. And yeah, it's that easy.
It's just that easy. Oh my gosh. Yay.
Yeah. So I'm just so excited because, so you showed the stickers, right? So the stickers, if you join by tomorrow, you get sent stickers and fun stuff, because it's like our celebration of starting this, of birthing this. So we really invite you to join, like tonight or tomorrow. Like, just join us, like, just do it. Take the leap and see how this could potentially change your entire life.
Absolutely. And there's no reason to wait. There is no better time to start this journey. And I remember when I first got sober, and I was in and out of that for a long time, relapsing, doing it for the wrong reasons. And when I was finally ready, I remember like just hanging my head and I'm totally losing my train of thought. This wasn't my point, but I like shifted to that moment when I was like,
and how it to flow.
well, and I just remember being like, okay, I'm really going to give this a try. And I committed. I was like, I'm going to try this for 1 year and I'm going to do everything that people around me are suggesting because my first thought is not working out. Oh, I remember my point.
Yep.
Yay. But I was like, at the end of the year, if my life isn't better, I'm going to go back to using. I'm going to go back to drinking. And because I couldn't even picture, like, I could not picture how I was going to get through 10 days. And in a couple weeks, I'm going to be at 10 years, which is freaking insane. Like, it's insane. I remember being at this first meeting of me like really hanging my head of just like, fuck, my life is over. And there were these two women there who were both celebrating 6 months sober. And I was like, oh, 6 months? How? Like, I couldn't wrap my head around that, so I really just committed to that. Like, and here's the point I was trying to start with was I just needed to be this much more interested in seeing if I could change my life than I was in staying stuck. So even if you're in that place where you're like, I don't know how I'm going to get better. I don't believe necessarily I can get better, but I do need to change my life. Like I want to try, I want to see, I want to explore. That's an okay place to be. You don't need to be like us right now who are like, woo, let's party, we got this. You can be like,
but we'll be your
and
we'll love you until you get to that place.
100%. But it's okay to be like, I don't know if this will work for me. Just show up. Just show up and see.
Absolutely. Yeah. Just show up. It's the willingness.
Yes.
It's the willingness to take the first step and say, okay, all right, we're going to see if this works. I'm open. And that's where I like to bring in my little this or better, right? So it's like this or better. It's like trusting that it's this or better. And then I like to say, like, I like to claim it. Like, okay, all right, universe, all right, God, all right, whatever. I expect miracles. This or better. Show me the greatest thing I could never even imagine.
Yes.
When you claim something like that, it's powerful, it's potent. And when you make a decision, the Greek Latin root word for the decision means to cut away from, right? So when you make a decision, you are cutting away from this old way of being and you're stepping onto a new path that you're creating for yourself in your life. And it's like, there's no way that it can falter if you're open and you're willing to try something different, to do something different.
Absolutely. And, and we are not open to shaming anyone for any part of their journey. And this is something we've discussed a lot. It's like that shame is just, no shame game. It's just one of the worst emotions. And, and that's something we both saw a lot with people relapsing, was this group of people almost putting shame on them instead of like lifting them up. And we're not there for that. And also, you had mentioned earlier, like you want people to get off Adderall. And I know what you were saying, because you're like, this is a superpower, but I also want to make sure everyone understands that, like, I personally believe there is a place for prescription drugs, just like there's a place for the hospital. If I get shot, I'm not going to put essential oils on it. Like, I'm going to the ER. You know what I mean? So it's like, you and I are very natural, and we both like, I'm a certified health coach. Like, I'm super into fitness and nutrition and trying all these different, you should see like the concoction of potions and supplements I take every morning. Like, I'm all about it. But at the same time, there are times in my life when I took Lexapro, and I'm fine with that. And like, that got me over a hump. And then I weaned off and went back, and maybe it'll happen again. And so I also want to just make sure, because I have clients who, like, I'm happy that some of them are using prescriptions in the right way. And so the thing with you and I is a big part of our addiction was abusing them, not even getting them from a doctor sometimes. Like, absolutely.
No, I was shipping coffee bean bags full of Adderall from Houston, Texas to LA under a different name. Okay, so when I'm talking about getting off of my prescription pills, it was not a prescription. It was Adderall, and it was me completely abusing it to the point of where I would pop 6 20-milligram pills just to wake up. And I would go 7 days without sleep. And then I would like sleep on the 8th day and nobody could wake me up. Like, it was a problem.
Yeah.
It was a problem. And it worked up to that point. But yeah, it was abuse. It was abuse of myself. It was self-sabotage, self-destruction. And so, yeah, when I share my story, it's my story. And, it's just, I want other people out there who might be abusing their drugs or their pills, that they can absolutely get free if they so desire.
And I think, and that's something we've talked about too, where my addiction started with prescription drugs as well. And I don't know if that's where yours started, but mine did. And it was after a really traumatic, violent sexual assault. And that was the answer from the doctors and, the cops and all the people. They're like, here's all these drugs. I hope it helps. Bye. Good luck. Oh my God. And all of a sudden I was handed sleeping pills, pain pills, anti-anxiety, antidepressants. I'd never had any of that in my life. And so all of a sudden my whole system was like, but that had its place in my coping. That had its place. I didn't have any other coping skills. And actually, I'm not sure how it would have been had I not had that. But
yeah, again, survival, right? It was for survival.
Yeah. And then again, though, there comes that point where it's like, uh-oh, this is hurting more than it's helping. I have now created 5,000 brand new problems in my life. So shit. Yeah. And that's when we get to change.
It's like that scale.
What was that?
It's like a tipping scale. It's like at first it's helping you and it's helping you survive. And then it gets to the point where it's like the diminishing returns. And it's like, okay, now this is no longer helping me. That time has passed. Now it's hurting me.
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
But so we're here. I mean, these are just 2 of the substances that we've, talked about. Our stories are up, down, all around. There's not much you could say to surprise us. And I find a lot of relief when I meet someone like that who is like, oh, I've been there. Oh, I've been there. Oh, I did that times 10. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Totally.
My deep dark secrets, I guess they're not evil. Like maybe I'm an okay person. Maybe my life can be good again, So we want to support you.
And again, and we're not here to shame, blame, guilt. In fact, we're going to help you remove that. We're going to help you move through that, to feel that, so that you are removing it from your cellular structure, so that you're no longer acting out of self-sabotage and people pleasing and codependency and all the other ways addiction surfaces itself. That was my first addiction, by the way. Codependency and people pleasing. And addiction to wanting to be with men to fill the void after I lost my father when I was 12. That was my traumatic experience that sent me off into all the addictions. But first it was with, who can I cling to fill the void of me not wanting to process the grief from losing my father. Right? So it starts there. That's the thing. And that's why this program is for everyone who struggles with something like that. It doesn't have to be drugs or alcohol, right? It can be the person who doesn't know how to say no. Like literally doesn't know how to say no, but wants to heal, because that again is rooted in lack of self-love and lack of self-worth and lack of self-confidence, right? So we're going to heal from the root, and we're going to do it in a way that is so loving, that is it's like forgiveness processes, inner child work, all of that. Like, you can absolutely heal, and you are a good person. And if you're out there watching this and you're like, no, that's nothing that will work for me, give it a try. Like, truly, just give this a try and allow yourself to be lifted up by us until I know for me, so many people in my life have loved me until I love myself. They've loved on me and they've helped me step into my sovereignty. And that's what we're here to help you do too.
100%.
Yeah. Yeah. So do you have anything else? Because I'm like, oh, there's so many things we could talk about.
No, I mean, I think like this is a great starting off point for people that are curious about this and about us and our energy and who we are and why we're doing this. And, you know, so I'd love to give a chance for more questions to come in and come back tomorrow, answer some more, tell some more stories, you know, whatever is flowing through us. But yeah, I feel good. I'm just excited to get started and get connected to all our people. And yeah, please join us. Like coming in for this first call and this kickoff moment to celebrate the birth of this program with us is just gonna, there's nothing like it. It's gonna be so magical, and I'm just really, really stoked. So
Yeah. And again, this program, our branding, our logo, our mission, our message are going places. We are going to, in just a month, we're going to be on all these huge major podcasts, which is going to bring a whole bunch of people in. So get in the birthplace with us now, like get in the starting realm. Like we are literally birthing it now. So we would love for you to become a founding member. Get in at, you know, the rate that it is now. We don't know what it will be in the future, but like get in now, be a founding member with us, get the awesome stickers, the awesome swag, have fun, heal, connect, all the great things. And we can come back here all together in a year from now and see the transformation.
oh my God, I can't even imagine a year from now. It's going to be so insane. And you know me, like my big love language is gifts. So yes, we have some bomb ass stickers. There's going to be so much more swag coming because that's just, I think about it all the time. It's just so fun. It makes me excited.
I love it. I love that about you. You're so amazing, Blaze. I'm so honored and excited and just super pumped to be co-creating this with you. So thank you.
Thank you. All right, thanks. Do you feel good? Do we feel complete for tonight?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel sweet. So yeah, keep sending in the questions. Let us know how we can help. And if you've joined already, or if you want to join, feel free. If you feel open to commenting publicly, we'd love to celebrate you too. So let us know. Let us know.
Yep, we're ready.
Let us know. Oh, everything in the group is confidential. So I know that's one other question. One last thing to say. We will never like publicly celebrate you unless you give us permission. So you can join this group and just, be a fly on the wall, be anonymous. You can join the group and just like experience it all, but your likeness or your name will never be shared without your permission. So that's another thing. There is that level of privacy where you can be safe to share the stuff. Like you can really open up and know that it's safe to share.
Yes. Yeah, confidentiality is extremely important to both of us. So
yeah. Yes. So just know that you have that here. We're so excited to welcome you into Sober and Sovereign. First calls tomorrow evening. So get in now between now and then. And we'll see you there.
All right. See you there. Good night.
Night.